The Legend of Zelda series may be heralded as one of the most influential game series aside from Mario. When it comes to iconic characters and gameplay mechanics that have stood the test of time, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was released as a Switch launch title worldwide back in March alongside a Wii U version. The game also had paid DLC, which added to the story with side quests for unique costumes. The second DLC was released on December 7, 2017. My history with the Zelda franchise dates back to the 1986 NES game, where I sunk countless hours into the story and adventure of Link saving Hyrule as he gathered weapons along his journey. Having played nearly 200 hours of Breath of the Wild, I can tell you that the adventure through Hyrule is a grand one with unique finds all along the way. Hi, I'm BroskiPlays and I'm here to review The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild by Nintendo. Obviously this game has not been given to me and I'm here to just review it, so hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's go.
Open your eyes.
The gameplay of Breath of the Wild consists of combat against enemies and bosses, some of which are placed along your journey at the tops of mountains, or in the depths of volcanoes. The enemies you encounter will range from easy 1-2 hit kills to harder mini-boss like rogues, where lightning, quick reflexes, dodge and parrying their attacks are required for success. You also have the ability of a flurry attack after a timed dodge, which allows you to barrage your enemy with multiple hits in a slow motion sequence of attack. Along with fighting enemies, there is horseback riding along with other unique mounts for you to try out. Beers, anyone? This will allow you to traverse the ground of Hyrule quickly. Early on in the game you get a glider that allows you to flow from high up mountains and towers, making floating further to far off areas possible. Aside from the traditional weapons and mounts to traverse, you will also gain abilities like bombs, magnesis, stasis and cryonis. These abilities allow you to create bombs when you need them, move metal objects, keep something frozen in time or create ice blocks from water respectively. These added abilities and the charge up timer that comes with each of them require you to think through puzzles in new ways. Figuring out puzzles is at the core of many of your interactions within the world of Hyrule, whether it be the puzzles within the shrines found throughout the world or the hundreds of Korok seeds to find. Even enemy encounters can be viewed as puzzles in how you can challenge yourself with how to defeat them with using abilities over direct sword combat. I know I found myself often trying things like dropping metal boxes on the heads of enemies or slowing down an enemy as I watched his horse fly out from under him and then wondering what happened. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a fun game, almost too much fun, as I will find myself saying just one more shrine or climb one more tower, then I will take a break all too often. There is just delight and wonderment to be had as you creep over a mountain range or down into a valley to discover a vast open space or new town filled with inhabitants that all need Link's help. There are endless amounts of things to do in the game, as NPCs will task you with a race, fetch quests, item upgrades and special recipes. The mystery of what happened 100 years ago also looms over as the story arc that culminates as you battle and defeat Ganon on Hyrule Field. The Zelda series has always been about innovating the series forward. It all too often seemed though that the series banked its story hooked around the unique innovating playstyle of its games. At least recent 3D Zelda games with the integration of motion controls on the Wii and Wii U game. Breath of the Wild though doesn't rely too heavily on the Switch's newest hardware in terms of motion waggle, though the HD rumble definitely helped in the immersiveness of the world of Hyrule. Where innovation in Breath of the Wild really shines is with how from the start you aren't forced into any direction. This reminded me more of the original NES Legend of Zelda game or even the newest Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds, where the path I took through the world could be very different than how you traverse Hyrule. To that effect, there isn't a right or wrong way to plan your adventure through Hyrule in this Zelda game. Some places where I feel like the game took some getting used to was in its weapon breakage and resource management. Early in the game you may have to choose between less than great weapons and using them until they break, whereas in the game's later stage you may find that the powerful weapons that you have amassed are nearly throwaways as you learn where you can find them and how to best use and manage your Master Sword energy once you acquire it. The unique way you can approach any fight in Zelda is also its crowning innovation. I know I had fun rolling boulders and logs down hills to crush enemies below, or even dropping explosive barrels tied to an octo balloon or an unsuspecting group of minions. It's all really fun coming up with creative ways to beat enemies. By the time of this review, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will have won the coveted Game of the Year award along with several other rewards. It goes without saying that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a gold standard which all other open world adventure games will be judged by. With its fast open world, its unique gameplay hook, and how you approach each enemy encounter, shrine puzzles and etc. your own way means I'm giving this game a 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching to a brand new Switch review. We got a couple of more reviews coming today as we have more great games from Nintendo coming and reviewing, so be sure to check out the channel and subscribe for more. Be sure to like this video, and this was BroskiPlays, and stay broski!